everybody, or as our hotel staff kept saying to us this morning, buongiorno. That came out better than I thought it was gonna come out. I keep saying Italian words in my head and I'm like, there's no way my execution's gonna be good. And that wasn't too bad. We are back in our rental car. Someone's taking the driving shift this morning. Thanks, Mom. And we are headed over to Pisa for our first tourist stop of the day. Fortunately, it's only about a 45-minute drive from our hotel in Montecatini Terme to get directly to where they've got the Leaning Tower of Pisa. So yeah, that's pretty convenient and close. I'm excited about that. This is gonna be fun. This is something that I feel like everybody does when they come to the Tuscany area, and so we're check-marking a box today. Another silver lining of this area is that it's just super gorgeous, and so we're enjoying a nice car ride this morning. We had breakfast at our hotel, and it was interesting. I didn't know what to expect from the traditional Italian breakfast. That's one of my biggest things, like when I go to the United Kingdom, I always look forward to a traditional English breakfast because that's like, you know, a staple kind of dish, a meal, I guess, if you want to think about it that way. So I really had no idea what to expect. Seemed like our hotel kind of catered to their audience a little bit, would you say?
Oh yeah, we had scrambled eggs and bacon.
Yeah, but
that's pretty American.
Yeah, but the bacon was kind of like Spanish jamon a little bit. It was like saltier, a little thinner. I thought it was really good, actually. It might be the best like bacon that we've had in Europe, I think, so far. And Mom tried what might have been a more Italian delicacy, which I did not try because I ran out of room on my plate. They had little tomato wedges and you could put fresh ricotta on top of it, and they had salt and pepper and olive oil and balsamic vinegar that you could put on top of it. And would you say that was your favorite part, probably?
Yes, it was very good. The cheese was much creamier here than it is at home. Ricotta at home is a little chalky and pasty. This didn't even taste like ricotta. It was delicious.
Yeah. So I felt a little bad for skipping out on that, but my guess is they'll probably have the same thing every day. So there will be a little bit of variety when we head down to breakfast every morning. Gotta keep my options open. So anyway, we got about 30 minutes left in the car until we get to our first stop. So we'll check back in with you then. That's a no for me, thank you. Don't love heights. Moving right along. Ooh, I think we're at the top. Yay! Okay. How's it going, Jordan? Oh boy. Are you hugging or what? Yeah. Just don't look over. Okay. So no, drop that. Well, I'm not hanging over the ledge or anything. The palms are sweaty. Are you want me to stop? Cause you scared? So scary. Okay. Right. It's actually giving me something to focus on besides the heights. It's a little tall up here. I am sweaty. I don't like how leany it is. Alright, we made it to the top. Whew. I was not sure it was happening for a minute there. I was about ready to be like, nope. Little itty bitty, yeah, and now tiny stairs got you. Yeah, well, and now we're even higher up. So I can't believe we made it. If I'm being honest, I'm just pretending like it's not. We're not up high. We're definitely not up high right now. We're on the ground. No, we're in the middle of this tower thing, and I feel pretty safe at the moment. But yeah, not on the way up. Do people just hang out in here, or? I think a certain time limit. No, I mean, like in history, like.
Well, since we didn't get the walking tour, we have no idea.
We have no idea, but there are gates up now, and I can't imagine how this would be if there were no gates.
No, I would be freaking out. I
There's
wouldn't be
absolutely no way I would, yeah, nope.
Scary.
No thank you. So anyway, we're gonna enjoy the view and then head back down to solid ground.
Yes. I think you can go on your own. I'm gonna sit right here. This is it. I'm good.
All right, hit me with the history, Mom.
All right. 1174, an engineer named Pisano laid a marble foundation large enough to park about 16 Ferrari 328s, because I know how big those are, and started building the campanile for the cathedral and baptistery of Pisa.
Okay.
And then so I think construction lasts like 176 long years until it's completed.
Did they say why they built this tower?
That's a very good question. Well, the reason the tower is leaning is because there was a lot of water underground in this area.
Aha.
So they put their foundation down, and of course it began to sink pretty quickly, 10 feet down into the ground. So that is why it is leaning.
So according to my Google search, the Tower of Pisa was built as a freestanding bell tower for the cathedral in Pisa. So it's just meant to be a very pretty landmark. Back then, did they have some kind of like mechanism where they could ring the bells on the ground, or do you think they had to climb the tower every time?
Oh, I'm sure they climbed it.
Heck no.
Unless they had a rope or something, perhaps. But there's like three or four bells inside.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that would all have worked.
I don't know, but I'm glad that wasn't my job. What kind of pizza did you get, Mom?
It was mozzarella or something like that.
Is it just cheese?
Yes, cheese.
I see. And I got the prosciutto e funghi pizza, which is mushrooms. So, bon appetit. Is that French or is that Italian?
I think it might be French.
Well, so we have arrived at our second destination of the day. We are in Lucca, which is just north of Pisa, about halfway between Pisa and our hotel. And it's supposed to be a little bit quieter, which I definitely get that already, but I think we're still kind of on the outskirts of town some. We are here for a bike tour, which I was a little nervous this morning because it was pretty cold, but it feels pretty good right now. I'm actually a little warm.
It's like 70 now. So.
It's very comfortable. So it's a biking and bites tour. So we're gonna get some snacks, get our first official gelato of the trip, and some
get on our bicicleta.
Oh my God, Mom. All right, well, as you can see, we are back in our hotel in Montecatini Terme. We just had so many adventures going on. I think the last place I left off was at the beginning of our bike tour, and it's very hard to ride a bike and hold a camera. And it's just not safe. Don't recommend that. I thought the bike tour was super cool, actually. I've never done a bike tour before, and it was the perfect day for it. There was no rain, and it wasn't too hot. So if you're curious about doing something similar whenever you come to Italy, it was booked through a company called Urban Adventures. I believe they do tours not just to Lucca, but also Pisa and maybe Florence as well. I know that they're like on the northern part of Italy, but it was very well organized and they took very good care of us. I've been on several food tours, and one of my biggest complaints is that they give you too much food on the tours. I felt like this was a very appropriate amount of food. Wouldn't you say, Mom?
Yes, but we were not hungry when we left the food tour.
No.
I barely could eat anything for dinner.
I'm full up to here. I'm full to my eyeballs of food. It was a big eating day. But alas, we could not eat all of the food in Lucca today, so we decided to bring some of it back with us. So we've got some fun souvenirs. So one of the stops that we made on our tour was at this bottega place, and we did a wine tasting, and also they gave us a charcuterie board that had salami and prosciutto and a couple different types of cheeses. I think it was Parmesan Reggiano or Pecorino maybe. That's like the typical cheese of the area. And then they also gave us some bread to dip in balsamic vinegar, which is also very popular in this region of Italy, and of course olive oil.
Which of course was available for purchase.
Obviously, and we did not disappoint them. So I suppose I'll start with the olive oil. So this is the olive oil we got, and I do apologize that it is kind of hard to see through the bubble wrap, but I just don't want to unpackage it since they really did a good tape job on it. I don't think they make their own olive oil there. It has their own label on it. It says Olio Extra Virgin di Oliva. So it's just your straightforward olive oil. I think this was Mom's pick. This was her favorite olive oil that they gave us, and they gave us probably 3 or 4 to choose from, and I did think this one was very good as well. So
it got you in the throat, in the burn.
That's when you know it's good. You can feel it like right where your Adam's apple would be if you're a girl, or if you're a guy, it's like right there, like right in the front. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And then we both got a couple different vinegars. So this one was also Mom's pick, and it is the Aceto Balsamico di Modena IGP Silver, and it's got a little bit of information on the back. Of course, it is in Italian, but this is, I mean, why did you pick this one, Mom?
It just tasted the best to me.
Yeah, it's pretty much just like your standard, straightforward balsamic vinegar.
I thought it was way better than anything you would buy at the grocery.
Yeah.
It was thicker. It just had a better body.
Yeah. Well, and if you're a lover of Rick Steves like we are, he recommended to us that you'll be inclined to buy olive oil, but you should find a good bottle of balsamic vinegar first. Of course, we found both, but we did find a good one of each. So this one was my favorite. It was the Bianca Fragranza Balsamic Reduction. So it's a little bit different than a usual vinegar. It's actually a little bit stickier. It's kind of like honey. You can kind of see it. It doesn't move with the same like consistency that a regular liquid does. So if you've never had a balsamic reduction before, that's kind of what that's like. But this one was a little sweeter than a regular balsamic vinegar, but I thought it was really good. It was a little bit lighter, so it was nice to try something different because I've only ever had a regular one. We tried a lot of different kinds though. They had a bunch of different kinds of fruit balsamic vinegars. They had an apple one. Yeah, I liked the apple. I thought it was pretty good.
It wasn't bad. I'm not into the fruity ones though.
I thought it was cool to try them. Anyway, that's what we got from the first stop. And then we also had to go into a chocolate shop because duh. I mean, it said fine artisan handmade chocolates, and I was like, sold. I'll take one of everything, thank you. We did end up with a few goodies though. So This was one of Mom's picks. It is called the Cantuccini Artiglianali al Cioccolato, and it looks basically like biscotti cookies with chocolate mixed into it. So you can't really go wrong with that. And I'm excited to taste this with my coffee in the morning. This one was another pick by Mom. It was called the Sale di Fondate, I believe. My Italian is not great, but it's basically just salted dark chocolate, and she did sample this one, and obviously she liked it because she got it.
Can I sample it now?
Oh, sure. And then my pick from the chocolate shop, which I did my own sampling in the truffles section, which we learned is tartuffa. We're learning all kinds of Italian. So it was a build your own truffle box. It was 4 for $6.50. That's in euros. And the 4 flavors I picked, well, 3 of them are for me and 1 of them is for Mom. Mom picked out the tiramisu flavor, which is the one on the top right. And then I got a couple others. I got the limoncello one here, which they're supposed to, limoncello is an interesting Italian flavor. Supposedly they have these like post-meal drinks that you can have called limoncello, and they're like, it's kind of like a shot, but it's a little bit sweeter, and it's just supposed to be like an after dinner drink, which we haven't done any of those yet, and they've not been offered. So, but we did one in England, and so that's interesting, at an Italian restaurant. So I don't know. Anyway, that's why I got the limoncello one, because I was like, oh, limoncello, that's a thing here. And then I got a dark chocolate one and also a coconut one, and the lady at the shop said that she likes to eat both of these together and just kind of mix them. So, because the 2 flavors complement each other. So I think I might go ahead and just sample this limoncello one just real fast right here, right now. Yeah, that's good. Digging that. You can see it's just kind of like creamy on the inside and not necessarily super tart. It definitely has like a vanilla cream kind of mixed in with the lemony flavor, so it's not too zingy with citrusy flavors. So that's really good. I'm excited to have the rest of that later. Truffles are one thing that I cannot eat in mass, and so I always like take a bite, put it back, take another bite later, just because they're super rich. And they're also pretty expensive, so my tendency has always just been to savor them. So yeah, that kind of covers all of our goodies from the day. We did round out the evening having dinner in this cool little piazza. I think they call it like an amphitheater, whatever the Italian word for that is. And they'll bring in musical acts and stuff in the center of it, but it's ovular shaped. Now they have like a bunch of restaurants along the outer edge of the oval, and the center is just empty and you can walk through, you know, typical piazza. But apparently back like years and years ago, when gladiator fighting was a style thing, fad, whatever you want to call it, it used to be an arena, and so it was used for entertainment. So it was kind of creepy to be like walking around on the flooring where people were like brutally murdered by swords. So that's one thing to think about while you eat your red sauce pasta. But we had a really good meal. It was really small because we were so full from our tours and things, and so we had a meal of caprese salad and also some tortelli, which were kind of like toasted raviolis, and they were stuffed with, I think it was some kind of sausage maybe,
yeah,
you know, kind of oily in the center. It was very, very good. So yes, now we're back. And we're exhausted from a very long day of fun and food and drinks. And we're gonna do it all again tomorrow. So check back with us for my next episode that is coming out in a week from now. But until then, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and leave me some comments about what you thought of our adventures in Italy today. So until then, guys, arrivederci.